Welcome in, everybody. I'm here at Orlando Executive Airport. Just got my ATIS, and I'm on the ground over here by Shelter. Today's just a short hop over to Tampa. So I'm going to taxi up here, contact ground, and get this show on the road and get over to Tampa. Just 1 hour flight, so shouldn't be too long. So finishing up my checklist here, external lights are on. Checking my instruments, temperature's coming up. My GPS and ADS-B are all working. Let's start the tracker here so everybody can follow along on the website, www.pilotmasher.com/map, and you can see where I am, where I'm going, where I've been. All right, iPad and iPhone are all working, and parking brake is off. So I don't actually have to be talking to ground while I'm in this area right here. I'll get up around the corner so that they can see me, and then call and get my taxi clearance.
Skyhawk 4 Foxtrot Alpha, runway 25 at Alpha 2, taxi via Bravo Alpha.
Taxi via Bravo Alpha 2, runway 25, 114 Foxtrot Alpha.
Orlando Executive Ground, icon 102 Bravo Alpha. Good morning at Shelter, taxi runway 25 for a west departure.
Icon 102 Bravo Alpha, Orlando Executive Ground. Good morning, runway 25 at Alpha 2, taxi via Foxtrot Kilo Alpha, cross runway 13.
Okay, runway 25 at Alpha 2, Foxtrot Kilo Alpha, cross runway 13 for icon 102 Bravo Alpha. All right, so we're going Foxtrot, and then we'll take this right on Kilo to Alpha. Alpha across runway 13, all the way down. Coming up on Kilo here on the right, so we can see it on the sign. Head off that way. Windsock is pretty much dead. That's good. All right, so this is Kilo. And then we're going to have to do a little extended cut across here, and then Alpha is not the sharp left, but more of an angle off that way. So I can see it here on the map that I've got. Always good to have that open so you see where you're going. I'm not necessarily familiar with this airport, so it's good to be able to see the diagram and know where to taxi. I've been cleared to cross runway 13, so I don't need to hold short of that. That seems to generally be an inactive runway here from the limited amount of experience that I've had. They tend to use 25 for just about everything. I'm sure that changes if the wind shifts, obviously. So we are crossing runway 13, and we stay on Alpha all the way down. And he said Alpha 2, which is not all the way to the end of the runway. That's actually a taxiway that's right before the end. I'm going to pull into a run-up that's down there. And, all right, I am on Alpha.
Ground, November 77 Tango.
November 77 Tango, landing executive ground.
November 77 Tango is ready for a taxi for departure, and they have to go with that clearance.
November 77 Tango, runway 25 at Alpha 2, taxi via Alpha ahead of the Cessna, ahead of you.
Taxi, you want to put up to runway 25, November 77 Tango. Hotel Papa 12, clear at Alpha 5, going back to Atlantic.
Sorry, I cut off the call sign going to Atlantic. Say again, call sign.
Hotel Papa 12, Alpha 5, back to Atlantic.
Hotel Papa 12, Atlantic executive ground, behind the icon ahead of you, taxi to Atlantic via Bravo, Bravo 1. Have a great day.
Behind the icon, Bravo, Bravo 1, back to Atlantic. Hotel Papa 12, thanks, do the same.
It looks like a nice little gathering in the run-up area here, so it'll be interesting to see if we can get a space and which direction everybody's in. People are kind of facing all different directions. like those guys are actually on Alpha 2, so I think I can just pull right into the run up there. Just gonna stick myself way over here on the side, out of the way. Sure he's got plenty of room to taxi out if needed. I'm not hanging out into the back, so let's do a quick run up here. All right, checklist for the run up, easy. We bring it up to 4,000 RPMs. Right about there. Now we're gonna test both alternators, so we'll switch over to the B alternator. We'll lose our water temperature gauge, land aircraft and engine lights come on. RPMs are still above 4,000. Switch over to our A alternator. We get water temperature back. We lose oil temp, oil pressure. Land aircraft and engine lights still on. RPMs are still above 4,000. Let's come back to the B alternator.
Executive ground. This is
again, oil temp and pressure, water temp we lose, lights are on, RPMs are above 4,000. And back to both. All three gauges are up. Land aircraft engine lights out, RPMs above 1,000. Let's do an idle check. Come back to the engine to idle.
297, runway 25 at Alpha 2, taxi via Bravo Alpha.
Idle's good, so we'll just let it kind of warm up a little bit more.
Here we're going to runway 25.
Check, make sure we didn't miss anything. Flight controls, down, up, back, forward. Everybody's free and clear. We aren't getting any obstruction from my bag over here. Everything's locked down, so it won't interfere with the controls. Rudders have good movement. Let's see, flaps we're actually going to leave up. We're just doing land stuff, so we don't have to worry about those. Trim, let's set the trim to takeoff. There we go, trim set for takeoff. Instruments, we've got 10 gallons of fuel. That's plenty for our trip today. That gives me 6 gallons, which is an hour and a half, plus a 4 gallon or 1 hour reserve. Lights are all out. Gauges are all in the green. Oil temp is coming up. RPMs are good. Our altimeter is set. We've got the GPS programmed. All right, and let's do our go fast checklist. Canopy is set. Headsets are on. Seat belts. Annunciator panel is clear. Gears down, indicating down for the runway. Trim is set. Flaps are up. The water rudder is up. We're all lit up. Squawking 1200. We can flip over to the tower frequency here, and we are ready to go.
Number 713, circle back. Remain outside of class Bravo. Frequency change approved.
Remain outside Bravo. Frequency change approved. 712, second base.
Okay, we're over on the tower frequency
now. Number 1 Bravo Golf, base approved. Runway 25, clear touch and go.
Base approved. Touch and go approved for 1 Bravo Golf. Right traffic approved. Clear for takeoff. Runway 25, Alpha 2, 114 Foxtrot Alpha. Right turn northwestbound approved. November 114 Foxtrot Alpha.
Thanks, winds calm.
Orlando Executive Tower, Icon 102 Bravo Alpha is holding short runway 25 for a straight out departure.
Icon 102 Bravo Alpha, Orlando Executive Tower, roger, approved as requested, runway 25 at Alpha 2, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 25 at Alpha 2, Icon 2 Bravo Alpha.
Traffic 1 mile final, Cessna, winds are calm.
Okay, I have that traffic in sight, and I have the departing side, traffic on the upwind side as well.
Number 1 Bravo Golf, 1 departure, prior arrival.
1 departure, prior arrival.
Okay, lights, camera, let's get no delay here so we can get this guy in and I can get out. Nice, here we go. All right, lined up, full power. Feet on the rudder, on the floor, heels on the floor. All right, gauges are all in the green, RPMs are good, airspeed's coming alive. Coming up, and there we go, we're up. We've got a positive rate, gears up, coming up. There's a little bit of crosswind from the right. That guy actually drifted out to the left a little bit. I'm going to try to not do that. And we're climbing out nicely. Got the little lake over here on our left. All right, that guy's making his crosswind turn. We are coming up on 500 feet, which means we will have caps available.
Number 2 Bravo Alpha, the traffic at your 12 o'clock is turning northwestbound.
Okay, I have that crosswind traffic in sight, and I'll be straight out 2 Bravo Alpha.
Number 4 Foxtrot Alpha, turn 10 degrees left for traffic. I'll have you on course shortly.
10 degrees left, 114 Foxtrot.
All right, the big thing we have to worry about here is there is a TFR over...
Icon 2 Bravo Alpha, remain outside of Class Bravo for exchange approved.
Remain outside of Class Bravo and frequency change for 2 Bravo Alpha. Thanks, have a good day. Okay, we are clear of Orlando Executive. We're on our way. 1,200 on the altitude, that'll keep us
Number 5529
under the class. That'll keep us under the Class Bravo that's above us. At least for the next mile or two. Just heading due west here for a little bit so that I can avoid the no-fly zone that's over Disney World. We'll just kind of hook around that and then straight on to Tampa. We should arrive at Tampa about 11 a.m., so that's 1 hour from now. Actually, a little bit sooner than that. Just finished up a couple of great days in Orlando with a friend of mine and his family. They were nice enough to put me up for a couple of nights. Took his son for a ride in the A5 yesterday. We had a blast flying around on the lake, and just really appreciate his hospitality and just a great time. No, they're amazing people, and it's great to have the time to hang out with friends like that and be able to visit a little bit while I'm doing this. And yeah, now I'm on my way to hook up with the folks at Icon and continue this adventure. Coming up on Jackson in a half a mile. All right, I'm going to even cheat a little bit to the right side of my track here, just to put a little extra breathing room in between me and this TFR. I want to pass at least 2 miles away from it, so that gives me a good little buffer. That's pretty much the direction to Tampa from here. Straight that away. That's a technical term. Yeah, I can see Disney World off on my left, Epcot Center with the big ball, and some of the hotels and stuff. Haven't been there in a long time. I think 88, 89 would have been the last time I was there. Down this way for spring break in college. So I think I just dated myself a little bit. Was passing through and ended up stopping and doing a quick little visit to Epcot Center with a buddy of mine. We were coming up from Key West. So backing up a few days, I made it from Dallas over to Orlando. I had originally planned to go from Dallas to New Orleans to Tampa, but since it was the weekend and I would have been in Tampa for the weekend, I figured it was actually better to spend the weekend in Orlando with some friends and then come back to Tampa on Monday. So got to New Orleans, spent the night there, and then got from New Orleans over to Orlando. Pretty uneventful flights. Everything went smooth. It was very hot and very humid, which seems to be the theme right now. So I'm trying to stay hydrated as much as possible. Sweating like crazy, but it's been really a lot of fun. I mean, just the experience alone is obviously incredible. I have been learning a ton on these trips. You know, just little bits of experience that help you become a better pilot and dealing with making decisions about weather and how to get around it, go above it, when to get below it so that I don't get stuck on top. A lot of just great learning experiences, and I think that's what you hear all the time, and it's very true, is you always are learning. You never assume that you know everything. I know, virtually nothing comparatively in a lot of ways, and start building that experience. And something like this, boy, you build it up fast, and it's challenging, but it's really thrilling, and you get a great sense of accomplishment for, getting through a flight, feeling like you made some good decisions, you made right decisions, safe decisions, and executed the flight properly. I think one of the interesting things coming through from Dallas to Orlando, I had a couple of really great airports that I stopped in. One in Louisiana that was, I believe, pronounced Nakatush. I'm not sure if I'm even pronouncing it right, but I think I'm close. It is not spelled like that at all. If you sounded it out, it would look like Nakatoches, I think. And then in the panhandle of Florida, there was another one called Apalachicola. So that was a fun airport to land at. Great folks there as well. And just a fun name to say. So it's been a good few days of landing at interestingly named airports and learning how to pronounce them. Getting decent performance out of the engine. 80 knots airspeed, 79, 80 knots ground speed, so there's not a lot of wind, not a headwind or a tailwind, but making decent progress. A5 speeds, get to see the landscape, look at everything, really kind of, see what I'm flying over, not just kind of climb up and cruise. So I get to see all these little farms and towns and fields. And that's really, that's an exciting part of this as well, is just kind of seeing the landscape and realizing just what a tremendously big country this is and how much of it there is and how diverse it is. A few days ago, I was in the middle of Texas where everything was brown and there were, oil fields on fire. And now I'm in basically the Everglades, I think. Everything's green, lush, got, nice blue sky, and it's a little hot, but it's great. This is awesome. The fact that you can go from one to the other, in that short amount of time, even in a small plane, pretty amazing.
Traffic, 515 Lima Alpha is 10 miles north inbound, 18, touch and go, watch your left.
So looking ahead on the map a little bit here, the Tampa Bravo, the first bit that I'm going to hit, the floor of it is at about 3,000 feet, so that's not a problem for where I am right now. However, once I start getting in close, within a few miles of Peter O'Knight, that floor drops down to 1,200. So once I get into that 3,000 foot floor, I'm going to drop myself down to 1,000 feet or over the course of that and make sure that I'm under 1,200 by the time I hit that chunk of the Bravo airspace. Otherwise, I am probably going to be getting a phone call from the FAA, and I do not want that. I'm just going to stay a little left of my track
Tampa,
here.
Peter O'Knight Airport. Automated weather observation. 143 Niner. Zulu weather. Wind 200 at 4. Visibility 102. 2,000, scattered, ceiling, 10,000, broken, 1,000, overcast, temperature, 3, Celsius, dew point, 2,6, altimeter, 3,006, remarks. Density altitude, 1,700.
You can see Tampa off in the distance there. And we're at about 1,000 feet, so we'll just be holding here. Hold this altitude, that puts us under that Bravo airspace, as I've been saying. And I just want to be really aware of all these towers that are sticking up. And other aircraft. There's an airport off here to my 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock that people are coming in and out of.
Skycatcher 6029 Lima is taking off on runway 22. We'll be departing to the southeast, Peter 9. Denver to traffic. Runway 1 full stop incident.
Peter 9 traffic, Icon 2 Bravo Alpha is left downwind for runway 22, Peter 9.
Yeah, Peter 9 traffic, Skyline 65640, 5 miles to the south. We'll be entering a left downwind for 22 and looking for traffic, Peter O.
White line, configure.
Zero direct over left base, runway 9, Christopher.
And Peter 9 traffic, Icon 2 Bravo Alpha is turning a left base for runway 22, Peter 9. Gears down, indicating down for a runway.
Peter 9 traffic, Mentor 304 Alpha Foxtrot is a mile and a half to the southeast, entering left downwind for 22.
Gears down for the runway, flaps are up, the water rudder's up. I don't see anybody else on final.
Peter 9 traffic, Mentor 34 Alpha Foxtrot, left downwind 22, Peter 9.
And Peter 9 traffic, Icon 2 Bravo Alpha is turning final, runway 22, Peter 9.
Yeah, we're looking for you. Yeah, we got you in sight there, 4 Alpha Fox.
Gears down, flaps are up, the water rudder's up. Gears down for the runway.
Yeah, Peter 9 traffic, Skyline 640, 2 miles to the south. We'll be entering a left downwind for 22, looking for traffic, Peter 09.
Peter 9 traffic, Mentor 34 Alpha Foxtrot, turn on final, runway 22, Peter 9.
And Peter 9 traffic, Icon 2 Bravo Alpha, exiting Alpha 3, be clear here in 5 seconds. And Peter 9 Alpha, Icon 2 Bravo Alpha is clear, runway 22, Peter 9. All right, welcome to Peter 09. I believe I just need to take...
Yeah, Peter 9 Skyline 65640, entering a left downwind for 22, Peter O.
I'm just going to park over at the terminal. Whew. All righty. Oh, looks like Icon's still in that hangar down the end there. Just head over that way.